Hello my lovely little coffee beans, my name is Sarah. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about my 2021 reading goals. And also, you may have noticed that I have a new channel name. Alright, so let's just jump straight into it. This is going to be kind of a chattier video. I haven't really written down anything that I want to say, but I do have a clear-ish picture in my mind of what I want my 2021 reading year to look like. So, as you may have noticed, I changed my channel name. It used to be Coffee, Tea, and Me, but now it is just Sarah's Shelves. I felt like Sarah's Shelves is easier to find, and my name was already Sarah Shelves on Twitter, and it was the only username that didn't fit the Coffee, Tea, and Me, because it was already taken on Twitter. So I would have had to put a bunch of numbers at the end, and then it would have been way too hard to find. So Sarah's Shelves just kind of had a good ring to it, and it fits more of like a bookish theme, because Coffee, Tea, and Me, while I do drink coffee and tea while I read, it's not like a very book channel. Like, people would maybe come to a Coffee, Tea, and Me channel thinking it's a review channel on coffee and tea, if you get what I mean. But Sarah's Shelves is just simpler and easier to find, in my opinion. So yes, my new channel name is Sarah's Shelves. Hopefully soon I will have a new channel banner art and a new intro and all of that. I'm working on that right now. But yes, so that's the first exciting news, and let's go ahead and just get into my 2021 reading goals. So the way that I'm planning this year out, I am going to be taking part in less readathons as of right now. As of right now, I'm going to be more picky choosy on the readathons that I choose to take part in, because in the past I have found myself either borrowing books from the library that I didn't really know much about, or I guess I should just say my very first goal for 2021 is to read the books that I actually own. I have such a huge physical TBR right now, and it's just overwhelming, so I just want to get through the books that I already own. That being said, I'm going to be taking part in less readathons throughout the year. Now, that might sound counterintuitive or counterproductive, because readathons push you to read more, right? Well, for me, they push me to read books that fit the TBR and not necessarily pick books off of my shelves. So in the past, I found myself kind of looking elsewhere for books just to fit the prompts, and not picking them from my shelves and just borrowing from the library, or even buying new books that I wasn't even that interested in or whatever, just to fit the prompts. And I'm not going to do that to myself this year. I've decided I'm either going to be picking readathons to participate in that already fit my TBR, or I have a perfect book for each prompt. And also if I'm in the mood for them, because that can also just give me anxiety and make me not want to read those books. But yes, so it is, my first goal is to take part in less readathons in 2021. Well, I guess that's my goal, because the first is to actually read the books that I own on my physical TBR. So my third goal, I guess, would be to properly fill out my reading journal. So I did just get a reading journal, and I can actually show it to you. It is the reading journal from the 𝓞𝓮𝓷 design shop, and it's this reading journal right here. It's so pretty, and I'm so happy to have this, and I feel like it's gonna make my reading year just that much more special. So there's some stickers in the front, and then there's different reading prompts and stuff in here already. So throughout the year you might see a few videos from me where I take part in some of the challenges that are already in here. For instance, the A to Z challenge, so it's to read a book starting with each letter of the alphabet. So I might do a separate video for that, or I might just fill it out as I read throughout the year. But I think this is really cool. I've already filled out my first 3 books that I've read this year, and I'm so excited that I finally have this. And I'm not really artistic, so I've gotten bullet journals in the past, but it didn't really work out that well because I don't want to fill them out and I don't want to mess anything up. So this is really nice because it's already there for me, and every day you just fill out how many pages you read and just things like that. And each month they have like a little quote in the front. But yes, I'm super excited to fill this out throughout the year, and hopefully it will push me more towards my goals for the year as well. And I lost track of how many goals I've already set and what number I'm on, but my next goal is to read 100 books. That's the goal that I set on my Goodreads, and I intend to do it. I want to read at least 100 books this year. Hopefully I can do more, but 100 is like right where I want to be. I don't think I've ever read 100 books in a year, and I just think that would be so freaking cool. Maybe 100 doesn't seem like a lot to people, maybe it seems like way too much to other people, but to me 100 seems pretty doable, even though it's a little bit of a stretch. But I'm super excited to hopefully read 100 books this year. Okay, and then my next goal, or my next plan I should say, is to read more of my book of the month books as they come in. So I want to, or I guess I should just go on my little tangent right here, because I have pretty much every month mapped out in my head. Hopefully it works out the way that I want it to, but let me just go ahead and lay it all out there for you. So for the first week of every month, I want to read my book of the month book. Yes, I usually do pick 2 add-ons, so those don't count, but the one book that I choose for my book of the month book, I want to read that in the first week of the month. So this will go for each month throughout the year. The second book I want to read in that first week will be, well, I don't have to do them in order, but you know what I'm saying. So the other book that I want to read in that first week will be the Buzzword-a-thon challenge book. So if you don't know, Books and Lala used to host the Buzzword-a-thon every few months or so, where a week out of the month there would be a buzzword that you would just read books that had that specific word in the title for a whole week. This year it's a little bit different, and I think it's her last time hosting it, but this year there is a buzzword for every month. So the first week of every month there is a different buzzword for that month. I don't know, this is really hard to explain, but for each month there is a different buzzword already written out. The whole year is already kind of like, there's a graphic I can put up on the screen right now. But yes, so I'm not gonna necessarily read books with that word or phrase or whatever in that full week. I'm not gonna just only read books that have that word in it, but I am going to read at least one, and I am going to only pick books that I already have on my physical TBR and or on my Kindle, which I mean I guess is the same thing because I do own them still, but I'm not gonna pick out any books from my library or anything like that. I'm going to pick books off of my physical TBR. And if I don't have that buzzword on my shelves or whatever, then I will find some way to stretch the prompt and pick a book that way. The main thing is just to pick a book for the Buzzword-a-thon off of my shelves and not get it anywhere else, not buy a new book, not check out a book from the library, read it from my shelf, no matter how far I have to stretch that prompt. So that's just 2 books in 1 week, which I think is pretty doable, and I can choose if I read those books pretty fast, then I can move on to whatever else I want. I'm just setting those as my criteria for the first week of the month. The second and third week will be dedicated to mood reading, to reading vlogs, to secret TBRs, anything that I want to make videos for. If I want to read one of my favorite booktubers' books for a week, I could do it in the second or the third week of the month. That stuff like that. So those will be the second and third week of the month. The fourth week of the month will be catching up on book club books, because most book clubs either have their live shows at the very end of the month or they have them the first weekend of the new month. So like for January, they might have their live show like February 5th, which would be like maybe the first weekend of the next month afterwards. So I think, first of all, pushing it to the very end of the month doesn't seem like procrastination to me, because I like it to be super fresh in my mind, so that way when I'm talking about it, it's literally right there. I didn't read it the first day of the month and I just can't remember because I've read so many books since then or whatever. I want it to be super fresh in my mind, so I'm going to be pushing all of my book club books to the end, to the last week of the month. So I guess that's another goal, is to be a part of, or to be more wise and choose the book clubs that I actually want to be a part of, because last year I was in a lot and I pushed myself to read the books for that book club, even if book club anyway, I pushed myself to read the books for all of those book clubs because I wanted to support the book club, but I found myself reading books that I didn't really like and books that I didn't own. So if I am going to be checking them out from the library. I don't want to buy any of the books for book clubs that I choose to be a part of this year or anything like that. I'm either gonna get them from the library or hopefully they're ones I already have on my shelf. But if I don't like the pick for that month, I'm not gonna push myself to read it just because it's the book club. Like, it's fine. So that is my full month plan for each month of this year. I'm going to be, oh, the lighting changed. But that's my plan for each month this year. Sorry, my camera turned off. Anyways, so that is my plan, my blueprint for each month of this year, and hopefully it works out. Because to hit my goal of 100 books by the end of the year, I have to read, so 8 books a month would be 96 books, so then I would only need 4 more. So I'm just gonna say around 8 to 10 books a month and I'll be good on my 100 books by the end of the year goal, which is what I'm shooting for. So yes, those 2 books at the beginning of the month, and then however many books in the second and third week of the month, and then book club books or even read-alongs, stuff like that. I don't foresee myself taking part in a ton of read-alongs, but there are a few that were announced that I am interested in, and they are books I already own. So yes, I'm probably going to be doing those. But yeah, that's my plan month by month, and because of this, I'm not going to be posting monthly TBRs because I most likely won't really know what I have planned for that month, and or it may change for the second and third week of the month, because I'm kind of just gonna mood read or just pick a challenge that I want to do, like reading books with red on the cover for a week, or reading LGBTQ plus books for a week or something like that. So I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to do that, but I will have wrap-ups at the end of the month telling you everything that I read that month, and I will be posting weekly, not monthly, but weekly TBRs on my Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram. I'll put my little tag right here. Follow me on Instagram and you'll be able to see my weekly TBRs on there for what I plan to read that week. I don't really know if I have anything else that I want to say. Oh, I'd like to post on here more consistently, at least once a week. I know that I don't want to do like twice or 3 times a week, but I think once a week will be pretty doable, and especially since I'll be consistently reading, hopefully, with all my goals that I have, so I could maybe have a vlog up each week at least. Yeah, so I hope to post more consistently, at least once a week, and I want to do it the same day every week, but I'm not sure exactly what day of the week I'm gonna post yet. So don't hold me accountable to a certain day of the week, but hold me accountable to having at least one video up every week. Also, I do want to be more active in making friends and things with booktubers this year. I have started to make really good friends here on booktube, and I just want to continue to do so. So I want to keep doing buddy reads. I want to increase the amount of buddy reads that I do, hopefully with books that are already on my shelves. But I know that I'm doing a buddy read of the Scythe trilogy with Justice from Aries Libraries and Nessa from Books with Nessa, and I'm doing a buddy read of Middle Game this month with Deja from Deja's Book World and Mel from Mel Reads. And then I also would love to be taking part in more live shows with other booktubers, whether that be live reading sprints, which I hope to be hosting more of, and also I hope to be in other people's live reading sprints. And I just am really looking forward to this year of growth, and I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself on the number part of it and like say I need to have this many subscribers by the end of the year, because that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I love to read and I love to talk about reading with other people and talk about the books that I love, and for me it's just all about that and making friends. So I hope that this year is better than last year. Yeah, those are all of my plans for 2021. I hope you will continue to stick around and subscribe to my channel to see all of the content that I have planned for this year. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you aren't already. Like this video if you liked it. Oh, my thumb's kind of weird looking. Like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!